Hey there, it's Taki here. I hope you're incredibly well. Just saw something a little disconcerting that I want to address right now. In response to one of my ads. If you can see me and hear me, just give me a live in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, if you could type replay, that's cool too. Here's the deal. This is an ad right now that we're running. And it's an ad about, how do I get this in your shot? There. Yeah, it's an ad about the pivot plan. This training we're running to help people grow, scale, get clients right now. So they got this ad, and I just grabbed my phone after getting off team meeting today, and there's a comment from a guy called Chris. Chris is a really good dude, I'm sure, and he means really well. But his response is kind of weird. Hang on, let me zoom in. He said there's no more businesses to coach, COVID-19 face mask emoji. So, dude, I appreciate the sentiment, but I could not disagree more. Now is the absolute perfect time. People need coaches more than ever before. Not only do they need it and you have this sense of mission and ability to serve, but the stats just don't show what you're saying. Of course, there are a ton of businesses that are really hurting. There are whole industries that are kind of shut down right now, but that has nothing to do with your ability to win. So what I want to do today is I want to show you 3 quick examples and then show you what to do about it instead. No idea how long this is going to go for, but I'm going to try to keep it punchy and useful the whole way through. And if you have any kind of comments, I'd love you to bang them into the chat below, and let's have a conversation about this together. Is that cool? So there are no more businesses to coach, says Chris. Again, bzzzt. Disagree. So let me show you a couple of examples right now. I'm just going to grab my iPad here and see if I can bring this up on the screen. Here we are. Oh, by the way, let's just have a quick chat about the economy. I think this is the big thing. How's the economy right now? I would say fair to say the economy is a little bit screwed. At a big picture macro level, yeah, the economy is not doing so terribly well. Some coaches are feeling really weird about selling right now. Maybe it's not the right time to sell my stuff. Dude, the economy is what happens when people buy and other people sell. Right now, everyone's okay with the buying end of the transaction. Like, I still buy food. There was a barbershop 15 minutes away that was still open. I got a beard trim and a haircut the other day. If buying is okay, why is selling not okay? The economy, you can't control the macro economy, but you can control your part of it. And your part of it is making sure that you're buying stuff, especially local, and that you're offering your stuff, inviting people to buy as well. Does that make sense? Coop says down a bit. I'm not sure if you're talking about my volume or something else. I apologize. Hopefully this is okay. Who knows? Oh, the economy's down a bit. Yeah, the economy's down a bit, but your personal economy doesn't have to be. So I just want to show you 3 examples that have happened in the last couple of days from people who are in our pivot program. Just to give you a little bit of a what's going on right now. Oh, I just realized that on Insta, it's showing backwards, which is kind of odd. Let me flip it. There we are. So I blocked out people's names because, protect their privacy. First one. I'm pivoting. I'm celebrating in the group today because since jumping into the pivot program and implementing, I've welcomed 3 new clients with another 4 arranging payments into my book breakthrough program. Just to be super clear, this person is not a business coach. They're selling how to write your book. I also signed up 3 more editing clients and a children's book client, as well as growing my writing club membership, all via chat and a smattering of calls, no ads yet. So, is it really true that no one is buying? There's no more businesses to coach? No, dude, it's completely false. And you've got to make sure that your own beliefs aren't ruining your chance to serve people and do well at the same time. Not to take advantage of people, but to take advantage of the situation and serve the people. I'm really happy because the response to my videos and emails has been great. I'm enjoying chatting with so many people. I've made back my investment in the pivot program, aiming to close a month strong with 20 new clients and at least £20,000 in the bank. That may not seem like a lot to some, but it's pretty cool for me. Dude, Ridiculously proud. That's kind of counter argument one. Counter argument two. Closing in on $10,000 in life raft sales this week. A lot more waiting in the wings. Massive for me. One of the things I did was send out, you get these. So this is a message that they sent out. I love you and I am with you is not for me. It's for that was part of the message that this particular person sent. So $10,000 in life raft sales, massive for him. Another example, first post in the group. Did my first virtual retreat last week. $58,946 in sales so far. That's fantastic. How did all these things happen? Well, I'm about to give you the 3 what to do's right now, but I just want to make sure you're getting this. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, crew? Is this making sense so far? Hit me in the comments and let me know if you're with me and if this is making sense. Oh, I've taken one, so this is the numbers so far. 8,946 on the front end. $45,000 on the back end so far with $7,500 collected. It's a $7,500 a month business coaching program for 6 months. Absolutely crushing. How did they do it? Well, one of the things they did was pivot. We're going to talk about that in a second. By the way, if you want to know how to do this, just comment the word pivot in the chat and I'll give you the details about the pivot plan that we're running with these guys. Our hook and topic was super relevant. How to attract the top 3% of your market that's willing, able, and excited to invest in your high-end offers right now. Interesting. So, what I'd love to do is just give you a quick crash course in the 3 things I'd love you to be doing if you've been a bit nervous about selling right now, so that you don't have to go into this month with there's no more businesses to coach mindset. Is that cool? So, going to give you 3 things to do, 3 ways to look at this right now, and let's just get it on, shall we? Here's the first thing. I need you to think about yourself like you're, just kind of look at your mindset. Think about yourself like you're a player on a sports team right now, because most people in our industry are doing this. They are playing defense. Americans, that means defense, right? They're playing defense right now, defense. If you're in defense mode, playing to try to not lose, there's no way you can possibly win if you're playing defense. There are other coaches right now who are trying to wait it out. You're waiting until the corona crisis is past, waiting until things are back to normal, waiting until it's okay to open my business again. Frankly, waiting, dude, is too little and too late. And then there is a third group of coaches who are on the offense. So what happens to these 3 groups of people? Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that the results that they get are the exact opposite of the pyramid. Most of the people are playing defense, and frankly, what do they get? Well, they get nothing. The people who are playing offense, they get the lion's share of the audience, the lion's share of the attention, the lion's share of the opportunity, the lion's share of the clients and the dollars and the impact right now. So I don't care whether you're money motivated or you're impact motivated. If you're on the defense, you miss out on the opportunity for more money and more meaning and more freedom. If you're waiting, instead of getting the lion's share, I think you get the mouse share. It's disproportionate, but you lose out. If you're not on the front foot right now, you miss out. And if you're playing defense, if you exist at all when the world goes back to normal, maybe you get the ants share. And so here's the deal, gang. First thing I need you to do is just go, you know what? Enough of waiting, enough of playing defense. I'm going to get on the offense with this stuff. And if you want some help with it, find someone who seems to know what they're doing. If I had NLP skills, I'd say someone who knows what they're doing, good looking, tall, Australian, and get involved with whatever they're doing. Whether you do it with me or someone else, I don't care, but I can't have you in defense mode. It's not going to serve anybody. Marianne Williamson said, "Your playing small does not serve the world." I think she's right. So first thing is let's get on the offense. Second thing you're going to need to do, gang, is pivot. Let me find a blank sheet somewhere in here. I've got to have one. That'll do. So the second thing you need to do is you need to pivot. A lot of people talking about pivoting right now. Here's what I mean specifically. Pivot just means to switch or to change focus. It means to change your tactic and your approach. What do you need to pivot? Well, probably 2 things. Possibly market and certainly message. Chris, in his comment right at the start, said there's no more businesses to coach. Completely not true. Every business is affected by this, but in different ways. Some people are absolutely crushing it right now because their industry is in demand. Others are really hurting right now. So the first thing that we do in the pivot plan is a strategy called the match. And in the match, we identify the market we're in and how that market is faring, whether they are, whether they are bleeding, whether they're slipping, whether they're stable, or whether they are leading, right? Do you think you'd have the same message to a bleeding business as you would to a leading business? Of course not. So once we look at your market, we get to go, hey, am I going to target people who are bleeding, slipping, stable, or leading right now? And the choice is completely yours. And you can do incredibly well helping all four of these groups. What you need to know, though, is going to need to change your messaging a little bit. And if you're unsure about which one to target, strongly suggest that you probably go up the pyramid a little bit and maybe start by addressing people who are here. If your market is hurt right now, then if the first thing we change is market message, the second thing we pivot is offer, which is the last piece I'd like to talk about today. If your clients or prospects are bleeding or slipping right now, then you can't keep selling them the yacht. Work with me over a long period of time and everything will be awesome, because it's too little and it's too late. So if your clients or prospects are down here, then what we need to sell is a ladder to get them 2 inches out of the hole they're in right now. We call that offer a life raft offer. So I just wanted to address this because, frankly, Chris's message wigged me out a little bit, where he said, there's no more businesses to coach. Dude, those are the words of someone playing defense mode, or at best, waiting it out, hoping that they're still around when things go back to normal. Things aren't going to go back to normal unless you move them to normal. You can't worry about the macro economy. You got to worry about your economy. The way you do that is by going, I'm going to get on the offense. I'm going to identify a piece of the market that is high up the pyramid, or sell a life raft offer to people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. Again, if you want some help with this, crew, we've got a pivot program. I just did a call with them this morning and they are absolutely doing incredibly well. I've never met a more hungry, ambitious, smart, switched on group of people who are working really hard to figure this out with some help from me and some guidance from each other. If you want to know what we're doing and you'd like some help with pivoting, you want some more information, just comment the word pivot below and I'll give you the hookup, give you the information. I'll just send it to you via messenger. Listen, that's all I really wanted to say. If you hear anyone tell you that nobody's buying, I usually just lean in and go, nobody? Tell me the last 1,000 people you talked to. Well, I haven't talked to 1,000 people. Okay, well, that's fine. Tell me the last 100 people you talked to. I haven't talked to 100. Okay, tell me the last 20. Well, I haven't talked to 20. So it's all in your head, right? Time to get on the offense with this stuff. Stop playing defense. Certainly stop waiting. Time to get on the front foot. Cool? Once you've made that mental switch, step 2, decide to pivot your market and your message. Step 3, time to tweak your offer and make sure you're selling what people are buying right now, which in large cases is life raft offers. I hope this has been helpful. Forgive me for ranting. Big love from me. I'll talk to you soon.